So this message is for all SIG P320 owners and potential SIG P320 owners. Today I want to address with you the not only issues that the SIG P320 has been having recently, my thoughts on that, and my overall thoughts on this firearm. So those of you that own this gun, I want to give you some peace of mind, and those of you considering owning this gun, I want to help you make a good decision. So I want to address the firearm itself and my opinion of the SIG P320 as a platform. My opinion, and it's purely my opinion, is that if you are looking for a striker fire firearm with lots of different options and barrel lengths and sizes as well as calibers, and you're wanting something that you'll be happy with and will serve you well, my opinion is that the SIG P320 should be at the top of your list. Now, this is not coming from some sort of SIG fanboy. This is my very first SIG firearm I've ever owned, and I've owned a lot of firearms. I own a Glock 19 Gen 4 with front serrations. I own two M&P Shield 9mm. I own the FN 509. And up until very recently, I have owned both a Springfield XD, a Springfield XD-M, and a Glock 21. And have shot several times the Smith & Wesson M&P full size, not the 2.0. And out of all those firearms that I listed, my favorite platform is the SIG P320 and its different sizes and options that it has. And there are three reasons why I feel like this is top dog for me. And the number one firearm I recommend to my friends, buddies who are either looking for their first pistol or they're not really happy with their lower end pistols that they've purchased and they're looking to upgrade to a striker fire pistol. First is the sight picture. The sight picture is great on the SIG P320. Out of the box, it's got 2 dots in the back, 1 in the front, very easy to acquire your targets with and put the rounds on target. Out of all the guns I just listed to you, out of the box, this was the quickest for me to get dialed in and get my shots on target. Now, obviously, you can upgrade sights, particularly like the Glock. I am not a fan of the Glock 19 sights out of the box, but then you're going to a gunsmith or you're having to do it yourself. You're having to spend money on these sights, whereas out of the box, I'm very happy with the sight picture and was just so quick to acquire my targets every time without having to upgrade. And that's a big part of this gun. There's nothing that I need to upgrade out of the box, in my opinion. Now, there are some things that I will do down the line, and we're going to talk about that, particularly as we talk about the one issue that SIG is having right now and my thoughts on that in just a moment. But out of the box, great with the sights. Next was this trigger. This trigger out of the box, still being a factory trigger, but was very good. It had a good take up and good reset. I was happy with how it performed, and even it outperformed some of my other firearms, and it's on par with any of the ones on the table or better. So the trigger itself, because I've purchased some firearms that either you have to break them in, it's like 500 rounds before they start to get good, or they're just never really that good, and you immediately have to upgrade the triggers. With this firearm, I was able to get shots on target again, not pulling too much, and we're looking for the reset. The reset was easy to find, and the take-up was not too much. So I was happy with the out-of-the-box trigger. I will be upgrading it, and that's the one issue that we'll be discussing in a moment, is the trigger and some of the problems that SIG has been having and what they're doing to address it, and my thoughts on that whole issue. But out of the box, happy with the trigger. The final piece was the ergonomics. Now, this has a nice palm swell and just contours better than the other firearms I've listed to you. All the rest of them are blocky. Now, you can change how deep and how wide they are in this sense, but when it comes to the sides, there's really nothing you can do. You can put, like a Ranger band on there, or you can go and, again, buy a polymer 80% lower, which I will probably end up doing on my Glock 19, but again, I'm having to spend more money. Out of the box, it's pretty blocky. I hate the front bumps here, just the way it was set up. The FN 509, though pretty good on the ergonomics, and again, has changing back straps, is pretty heavy on the texturing, heavier than the other firearms that I've listed here today, so it can tend to thrash your hands if you're running and shooting barehanded. If you're running gloves, not a big deal, but that was an issue for me. And again, the sides are not contoured. It's just got a flat side, not like the SIG P320. I would say the M&P series is the closest in ergonomics to the SIG P320, but still has somewhat blocky sides there, whereas the backs are contoured really well. Don't have any humps to worry about or anything like that, but it's just not on par with the ergonomics that I've experienced on the SIG P320. And out of all the firearms I've just shown you and listed to you that have previously owned. When I hand this gun to my friends, relatives, and they take it out for the very first time, they put their very first mag through it, immediately they go, whoa, that was impressive. I like this gun. Yeah, make them dance.
Wow, that's a nice. That is very nice. SIG, baby.
Nice. You need one.
I have not gotten the same reaction on any of the other firearms that I've listed to you. And finally, it's just fun to shoot the SIG P320. I just really enjoy all those things that I've discussed with you working together, making it not only easy to put rounds on target, but fun doing it.
I got it! Yeah!
That was good, dude. That was a good one, man. So last week, there popped up an issue with the SIG P320, and I want to address that now with you, because those of you who are paying attention, you know what's going on. For those of you who do not, I want to share really briefly with you. I'm not going to belabor the issue. Basically, a few people have taken the SIG P320 with a round in the chamber and dropped it at a very particular angle. I believe it's a 30-degree drop at a certain amount of feet on the back end here, and when it lands, it discharges the round, which of course is not safe. The issue is that the SIG P320 has passed all US drop tests. So the US government, when they get a firearm, they take the firearm, they angle it in different ways, dropping it, and the SIG has passed every time. But this particular angle, the US government, so now what is SIG doing about that? Now, when the news initially broke, SIG kind of blew it off and said, oh, well, we passed US government tests, so we're not worried about it. But as it began to grow on social media and around, you know, in gun circles that this issue was appearing, within about 24 hours, SIG said, okay, we're going to give a voluntary recall to the trigger assembly. Now, that's bad on SIG. They should have handled it right away, but I'm glad they did jump on it after about 24 hours and said, hey, we're going to take care of these triggers. Because that's what's happening. These triggers, the weight of the trigger is slightly heavier than most other triggers. It's just the way that it is designed. And so what's happening is when the gun fires at that particular angle, the inertia of the trigger continues to go and can overcome the safety mechanisms inside the firearm and causes it to release and fire the round in the chamber. Now, there is one model that did not have this problem, and that model was the military version with the lighter trigger that has recently come out. So what I believe is going to happen, and we're going to find out here, I believe it's August 14th, SIG will be releasing exactly what they're going to do and how you would upgrade your trigger, but they're going to offer a lighter weight trigger. They're probably going to offer that trigger that's in the military versions that is just more lightweight, so when that were to happen, the inertia will not overcome the safety mechanisms inside the firearm. So what does that mean first to you, the owners that already have SIG P320s with this old style trigger? Is this gun unsafe? Should you put it away? Should you try and dump it, sell it, just get rid of it? Now, again, this is my opinion. You're an adult. You're watching this. You need to make your own decisions. I'm just giving you my thoughts and my opinion on gun safety. You take this, consider it, weigh the odds, pros and cons, and then you make a wise choice. You do everything at your own risk. But my personal opinion is no, there's nothing unsafe about this gun. It passes every test the government thinks is required of it. Now, will I take the opportunity to apply and, you know, get my upgraded trigger? Absolutely. But in the meantime, am I like, you know, going to put this in a gun save with the slide lock back and keep the rounds as far away from it as possible? Absolutely not. I'm going out to the range tomorrow, taking my SIG P320, and I'm going to have a lot of fun running and gunning for several hours with a couple of my buddies without any worry or concern that I'm going to drop this in some weird way and, you know, discharge the firearm. My only recommendation would just be smart and practice gun safety. Handle the firearm, particularly if you're carrying the compact version like what I have here, maybe as your carry gun. Be smart about it, practice gun safety, and you'll be fine. And then when SIG lets us know what's going on and how we can upgrade the triggers, upgrade the trigger, no problem. Now, how about you potential SIG P320 owners? You were planning on buying the SIG P320, you're a savvy gun purchaser, you saw what was going on social media and you're really concerned now, should I even go out and buy this gun, or should I go buy a Glock 19, or should I buy an FN, or should I buy the M&P 2.0? My personal opinion would be just wait. Have a little patience, wait for SIG to figure this out, release the press conference and the press release of what they're gonna do, and wait for all SIGs to come standard with these new trigger upgrades. I can't imagine that taking more than a month or two. Then once you know that all SIGs are shipping with the new trigger upgrades, purchase your new SIG and be happy and love doing it and enjoy the SIG P320 that you've purchased. Or you can go out and buy the military version that they have with that upgraded trigger. Again, you'll have to go online and check all that stuff out and figure out which ones. I can't remember off the top of my head the numbers. I think it's like M17X or something like that. Has the lighter weight trigger. You can go out today and you can buy that, and those are the ones that have not had this issue. So folks, either way, I hope that this video has helped you out. You SIG owners, don't freak out. It's gonna be okay, it'll work itself out. This happens a lot with new models to the market. When the Gen 3 of the Glocks came out, they were having a lot of problems and there was a recall that was in effect, and that was back several years ago. So this happens a lot with new models. It's okay. For you potential owners, hopefully this helps you to either have a little bit of patience if there's a particular model that doesn't already have the upgraded trigger, or just change the model that you were originally going to buy and get the ones that already have that lighter weight trigger that are being shipped now. So thank you guys so much. We will be doing a follow-up video once this all gets resolved and I get the new trigger in, and I'll be doing a full review where we talk about the firearm. We'll run it up against the other firearms here and really discuss more in detail why I like the SIG P320 so much. But as for now, I hope this just helps you guys out. Check us out on all the relevant social media. Check out the other videos and the subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, I want to thank you for watching this particular episode. We're cranking out videos every single week on survival gear, outdoor gear, EDC gear, and firearms. So, as always, thank you so much, and always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.